UFC 314, I'm going to run down some of the picks for you. Not going to go through everything because there's a lot of fucking fights. So to start off, Nora Cornell and Haley Cohen. I want to say Nora's going to get this one done. Shout out France. I'll just make that one short and sweet. Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. Tresean Gore is one of these dudes that everybody hypes up because he can do one thing very, very well. But Marco Tulio, he might just come butcher him on the feet. You know, shoot box guy. So, yeah, shout out him. Next after that, Sumerdagi versus Mitch Raposo. Mitch Raposo is like a very known name for some reason. I don't know why. He looks so familiar, but he hasn't been here long. So I'm not really sure. He's the dog. Maybe not a bad one to take. We'll see what happens. These are also flyweights, so we will definitely see what happens. Going into the next one, you got Cedricus Dumas, versus Michael Olejniczak. Don't think that's how you say that. But this one here, Dumas being the dog is kind of crazy because Olejniczak is horrible. Has lost so many of his last fights. But that is what it is. Can't really complain too much because I'm definitely going to take Dumas in this one. Darren Elkins, Julian Erosa. Yeah, this one will be fun to watch probably because Darren Elkins, you know, just one of those dudes that's kind of a punching bag and never going to give up. But Julian Erosa, sub or decision, I think is the best way to get some money out of this one if he's going to be the favorite and win the fight. I think that's the best way to go. Probably does sub him though because Darren Elkins did get into a tight sub. I reaffirmed this when I saw the clip on Twitter. There was a sequence where whatever the fuck his name is, can't even think of it right now. Darren Elkins was in a grappling sequence with him just his last fight, and it was kind of like a deep gilly, and you know, Darren was able to roll out of it and get his way. So I don't know if we'll get it on Julian Erosa. I'm not a really big fan of him, but he did sub Christian Rodriguez, make him do the double tap chicken dance. Going into the next one, Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. I won't talk too much about it because Chase Hooper's just that fucking guy going to come in here and get it done. Put Jim Miller on the chopping block because he's already been, and somebody's just got to put him out the game and put him in a... Dude, honestly, Bobby Green probably should have. After that performance, if that didn't make him retire, like after getting butchered like that, he probably won't until he's just like actually fucking wiltering away. Yan Xiaonan and Virna Jandiroba. I think this one is very easy. Thank God she's the favorite kind of deal. If a lot of people make money on Yan Xiaonan, I'm gonna be real disappointed in Virna, but she does have really good grappling, and her stand-up isn't the best, I will admit. So Yan Xiaonan, I don't know why I have to say her full name, but she might come out here and piece her up, maybe even drop her, but I think it'll go to the grappling, and then Virna's going to get her way, because Wei Lee had her way in the grappling, and I think Virna gets this one done. Moving on, Dan Ige and Sean Woodson. This one is a very easy one for me. I love my boy Dan Ige. I bring him up anytime I have the chance, unknowingly, really. Like, he's just a prime example for a lot of people in the division when it comes to a good general census on the fucking skill set or whatever. If you go up against Dan Ige, I mean, he's like a good middle of the road to good to great, not great, but like, you know, between good and great. He's a good stepping stone to be great. Sean Woodson, of course, coming in here, being a decision merchant, very tall boxer. Last fight was mixing in a lot of the kicks and then boom, got a knockout. I don't think he's going to knock out Dan Ige, but I think it is going to be a very, very heavy, like very, very point heavy matchup for Sean Woodson. He's just going to use his size, stay in, you know, get in the pocket, use his really crazy boxing skills, but also mix in the new kicks that he's been working on to keep his range. He's got such long arms, so I think Dan Ige will be able to, you know, shoot some single legs and get in close, you know, get a little waist lock, but Sean Woodson is just too tall to take down. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. You grab one leg and he just hops away. He's just got the build for takedown defense for a tall person. I don't know. It's hard to get him down. So I think this one is going to be to Sean Woodson by decision specifically. That is probably going to be plus money. Hear me out. Nikita Krylov and Dominic Reyes. Not going to say too much about it because I really don't like... Dominic Reyes should knock him out. Case closed. Hopefully. Love to see it, actually. That's what I would hope. Next, Bryce Mitchell, John Silva. I just watched the press conference, and Bryce Mitchell honestly has the craziest look in his eye when he talked about you know, putting dogs down before. And I don't know, this guy's maybe deranged, guys. I mean, we already knew that. He also started the press conference like with, I've been born with brain damage. I was born with brain damage, which is really fucking funny. But Bryce Mitchell, I don't know, maybe I'm believing the hype. Bet the farm is what he says. But Lord Silva, oof, this is going to be tough, man. Inside the distance, I'd hope. Inside the distance is a good one for this one as well. Yair Rodriguez, Patricio Pitbull, not going to talk about it too much because I don't really like Yair and I don't know too much about Pitbull, so we'll move on and say decision. decision on that one. Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett. This one we are all waiting for because it's going to be the step that Paddy, if Paddy gets past this, okay, he's proven himself. He can get to the belt. Maybe not win it, but he may get to the belt. Michael Chandler, on the other hand, is in this matchup because he's an exciting dude, and they throw him up against one of their rising stars because this is going to bring in a lot of people. And if Paddy gets this done, or if Michael Chandler gets this done, you know, somebody's walking away with 50K is probably what I'm thinking. Inside the distance is what I would go for on this one. Praise the Lord. But Paddy Pimblett should probably win. The main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. This one is scary because I love my boy Volk, and I have ever since I started watching this primarily as my main sport. Diego Lopez, though, is somebody that I've been rooting for ever since I got put on by my boy North. He comes out here. He's active. He's a finisher. He, you know, as we see in the press conference, he'll talk some shit. He'll back it up. He's just that fucking guy. He'll talk that shit if he has to. I don't mean in general that he's a trash talker, but no, he was trying to stand up for himself against Yair, and Yair thinks he's going to come out here and call for the belt and shit. Like, get the fuck out. You might have made a little scene right here, but buddy, you're going to lose probably. So you did all this, and this is why I waited to lock in my picks, is because Yair's the type of dude that'll come out here and lose after that shit. So, nothing said, nothing more said. Diego Lopez should get this one done. I'm fucking ready for it. But Alexander Volkanovski also could possibly get this one done if he doesn't get chinned, which I really don't want to see happen, but I think this is another fight. Take inside the distance and just ask, no questions later. Have fun, and everybody please be ready for a great fucking weekend of fights. I am excited, and I hope you are too. This main event, probably one of the better ones that we're going to have for the year. Just saying, and I'll stand on that one.